Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On today's video, I'll be sharing with you a few interior design tips on how you can improve, elevate and decorate your space on a budget. In case I'm a stranger to you, I'm Karaoke Clemens. I am an interior designer by profession, and in this channel we do interior design and lifestyle videos. Please subscribe, like and share this video. The first thing that you do before undertaking any design project, you need to conduct a research. And the purpose of conducting a research is to get an inspiration. You need to understand your style, you need to understand the design that you want to execute. And in interior design, we have guidelines that guide us through in the design phase, and these guidelines, they are called themes. So we need to research about these themes. You need to have an idea of what themes entails, and we have about 14 also themes, if I'm not wrong. And when I'm talking about themes, I mean themes like minimalism, we have maximalism, we have farmhouse, we have industrial, we have transitional, we have contemporary, just to mention but a few. So you need to have an idea of each and every themes and what it entails, so that you can be able to understand your design or your style. And remember, you can always, there's no harm in mixing one or two themes, but make sure one is dominant and also don't overdo. But there's no harm. Actually, it helps in bringing contrast, although it's quite difficult to work with one theme. So about one or two with a maximum of three. Don't overdo. So after reading about these themes, I believe you will have an idea of where your design, your taste, your style falls. Now, after reading and having a clear picture of now what you have in your mind, now if you're able to make a mood board, you can always do that. And if you can't, Pinterest have you sorted. If you really like something in your house, take a picture of it and put it in a folder. Also go to Pinterest and screenshot the things that you like. If it's a color palette you like, if it's a curtain, if it's a couch, if it's a furniture piece that you like, even the decor stuff that you like, take screenshots of them or save them in a folder in Pinterest, so that you can easily access them. So if in case you don't know what a mood board is a collection of things that you like placed together. That's what we call that's what we in design, that's what we call a mood board. So at the end of the research, you should have a theme, you should be able to understand your style, and you should have a mood board. Conducting a research helps you to save on time and save on money, because now having a clear picture of what you want and what you need to execute in a space, you end up not wasting a lot of time on things that you don't need, and not wasting money on things that you shouldn't buy. At the end of the research, you should have these things. Now since we have a clear picture of what we want, now we get into your space. And the first thing that we do after getting in your space, we declutter. So we go to the decluttering phase. And now looking into your house, kuna vitu now you look at them, you're like, no, I don't need this one. Probably you have outgrown them, or they don't fit within our style. So we take these things from your space and from your house, and don't throw these things away. We'll need them in the DIY phase. Remember, we are working with a budget, and everything that we have, it should work to our advantage, so that we avoid breaking the bank. So we get to remove all these things, and we are left with whatever we need or whatever we want. So after now the decluttering phase, now we get to DIYs. So when it comes to DIYs, now this is where mechanical and technical stuff is involved. Now if you had your curtain boxes and you need to change them to your curtain rods, if you have to install some floating shelves, if you need some gypsum ceilings, or anything that you want to install in your place that you didn't have, or something that you previously had and now it's not working for you, now we get to kutoa hizi vitu zote. No, is it kutoa? No, yeah, it's kutoa, because now we the DIY phase. So after now still in the DIY phase, remember now the things that we kept aside in the decluttering phase, we bring them into the space, and we try to see what we can do to them, so that they can integrate with our space, or they can fit within our style. So if you can paint them, if you can spray paint them, if there is some aesthetics, we can add to them so that they can fit within our style. This is the phase that we do all that. And after DIYing, we go to the next phase, and the next phase is shopping stroke thrifting. So if your budget allows you to go to the stores, well and good. If you have the money should work for you. If you can, go to the stores. If you cannot, we have XUK shop, we have markets, like we have Gikomba, we have Toy Market, we have Kamkunji, we have I mentioned Stage Market? These places sell things, decor stuff at very affordable prices. So take your time and go there. Personally, if I compare Gikomba and Toy Market, I like going to Gikomba. I find Gikomba has unique and affordable pieces. For example, I bought this pillow case, the case only, for 50 shillings. And I thought this was quite a steal because it matches with the kind of color scheme that I have in my living room right now. And I also sell the pillow inserts. If you're in need of pillows, I also custom make them for in any shape and any style, any design that you want. I am sure if you love decor items, you have seen this pillow. Now it's quite old because I've had it for about 2 years, and now I am very sure that you've seen this pillowcase at the stores, and it's going for 700 shillings. And guess what? I got it for 50 shillings. 50 shillings. I was about to say each. So if you have time, you can always go to these markets, and you need to have a good eye for these things because it can be quite hectic. And also, if you need to go to the market, go very early when the traders are buying them for sale. So after we buy everything that you want, after you thrift everything that you think you need for your space, now we go back to your space, back to your house for the pre-decorating phase. This is where we get to organize and place everything where it's supposed to be, putting in place the shape of the house, the layout of the house. You need your furniture pieces and your decor pieces should be proportional to your space. Make sure you observe balance and proportionality when it comes to organizing and decorating a space. This is where most people go wrong when it comes to decorating, but make sure you put that in mind. So in interior design, we have a rule called the rule of thirds, where we get to organize things in groups of 3. They don't have to be similar, they don't have to be of the same texture or shape, but they have to be of the same family. If you have vases, if you have bottles, you can organize them in 3s, and make sure when you are placing things in your room, you have a negative space. A negative space is the space between one item or the other, so that your space will not have like, won't be congested. Make sure you leave spaces in between things, and also make sure you as I said, make sure everything is proportional to your space. If you have to buy something, make sure you measure the place that you want to place that furniture or that decor piece, so that you make sure you have balance in your space. So after now the pre-decorating phase, you're able to understand like everything that we want falls where it should be, and everything that now is not working well, now we get to figure out these things at this phase. Now the next phase after the pre-decorating phase, we go to painting. I do love painting. I enjoy painting. I know painting can be a lot of work. It can be tedious if you don't enjoy it, but if you can get a team of professionals to help you paint your place, I always say, if you can afford professional help, if you can afford to pay someone to do the job for you, please go hire a professional for yourself. It doesn't harm. But if you can't, you can always have a paint party. You can call your friends over, they can help you on painting. And if you cannot, a roller will get you sorted. Make sure you have a roller and a loader. These things they work hand in hand, and they'll get you sorted. Though it will take time, because if you'll be working on your own, you need extra time to work on your space. But if you know what you're working with, well and good. Also make sure you know how to mix paint if you're doing it by yourself, so that you end up having a smooth paint, because there's a lot of things on paint that someone needs to learn before painting, so that you can avoid the paint defects that comes with wrong mixing of paints and painting on wrong surfaces, or not all and they use not like unprepared wall surfaces. Make sure you research about that if you have to do it on your own. So sorry about the noise. There's some construction going on in my neighbor's place. I'm sorry about that. So we get to paint, and a tip when going to buy paint, don't go. I know we all screenshot the kinds of paint we need. Alafu kwa paint shops, they have those color palettes. I would say color charts that they display their paint on, and you like, oh, this is what I want, this is what I want to work with. Why? Shock on you. Paint tends to change when exposed to light. So I always advise someone. I've done this mistake before of buying a whole gallon of paint, then I end up not having the desired look, and we had to do the whole thing again, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So I always advise someone, when you go into the shop, buy the smallest tin of the paint that you want, and usinunue moja, buy about 3, and you avoid hizo back and forth journeys to the shop, because you might end up buying one, alafu si yenye unataka, na you have to keep on going back. Always buy about 3. Make sure you paint them on the surface on your walls, and leave it overnight, and even leave it there during the day, so that you can see how the paint looks when the bulbs are on, and how it looks during the day, because paint reacts different on surfaces and when exposed to light. So I believe having conducted a research will help you. And also make sure the paint that you're applying on your surface, there are so many things that you need to research about, because we have flammable, we have those that need to be mixed up with other things so that they can bring the desired effect. So when you're going to even to the paint shops, also have a bit one information kidogo about what you are buying. So after painting, now we go to the final decorating phase. So this is when we install your curtains. We come up now with the layout, the final layout that we want. We place your rugs, we place your decor items. If you have chandeliers, if you have wall sconces, if you have like something, wall hangings, wall art that you need to place. Now this is the where we organize and we get to place everything that it's supposed to do. Also make sure your house smells nice. Make sure your house is always clean. And also nowadays we have a number of things that you can do to make your house smell nice. We have scented candles, we have diffusers. Also we have natural plants, like I have mine over here. Make sure if you are a good plant if you are a good plant parent, you can have the live ones, the living ones. Or if you cannot take care of a parent, if you cannot take care of a plant, you can also get the artificial ones, but the natural ones help in diffusing. They also help in diffusing air in your house. So make sure you get these things. And if you, I know scented candles can be a bit expensive, but you have to, nowadays everything is on our fingertip. There are so many tutorials on how you can make your homemade candles. Yeah, try and figure things out. Don't wait for you to have a mansion so that you can decorate your space. Appreciate what you have as we aspire to get where we want. So I hope you've learned something, and until next time guys, bye, and please comment and subscribe. Bye guys.